So throughout our lives, we've been taught how to use our bodies, how to pick up a spoon, how to eat, how to walk, how to stand, how to run, how to lift, how to push, how to pull. We've been taught how to use our bodies. However, we have not been taught deeply and strategically how to use our minds. And this is the subject for today's episode. Welcome to the High Performance Consciousness Podcast. My name is Matthew Paddy, and again, I will be your host for today's episode, which is titled Mind School. Mind School. So straight up off the bat, if you want to unleash the incredible power, the infinite power of your mind and break limits, build confidence, and 10x your results and success, then I'm encouraging you, inviting you to go to matthewpaddy.com and register to receive an invitation to my brand new free group called Mind School, which will help you to do those very things, to break limits, build confidence, and 10x your results. So go to matthewpaddy.com and check that out. There is nothing to buy, nothing to sell. It's purely for you to get the invitation when we launch in a couple of weeks. And if you're listening to this after we launch, you'll still be able to go there and sign up and get the link. So without further ado, let's dive in. So, like I said at the beginning of the episode, we're very much taught how to use our bodies. We're very much taught what our body is meant for: to move, to be physical in the world, to sleep, and to be active during the day, and to move through the world from point A to point B every single day. However, we are not trained on how to use our mind, not through school, not through college or university, not through work or career, not in our families. Not one iota is placed on how to use our mind. And putting it out there, all the research I've done over the years and all the work I've done with business owners and entrepreneurs and colleagues building their great businesses as well, seldom is there any attention greater than 10% on developing the mind. It's typically given maybe 5% in mastermind contents, or at maximum 10% of the content to help entrepreneurs and business owners and people from all walks of life to develop and strengthen their mental faculties, their mental powers. So this is what I want to discuss in today's episode: building a strong mental muscle. So building a strong mental muscle is essentially how to focus your attention, and through that focused attention, how to move your world, move the needle on the results you experience in your reality. And you'll hear me say a lot through most of my podcasts that it does apply to business and it does apply to life, because the mind is everything. The mind is everything. Just at the root of all matter is energy. The mind is everything. However, let's just clear up a couple of things to begin with. There is only one mind. There is only one mind. The mind has two parts: the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious mind, through ideas and through action and decisions and choices. The subconscious is the super receptive soil of, or garden of, your desires. So when you feel inspiration or an intuition, a nudge, a pull towards something, it comes from your subconscious. The subconscious, your subconscious mind, is the gateway and the bridge to the quantum field. You can call it to God, the universe, the infinite intelligence, whatever it is. But your subconscious is the wave that creates matter, or the wave that creates particle. Okay? So your subconscious creates your world. You can instruct your subconscious, as I've said in previous episodes, through your conscious decision making, through the ideas that you move on and act upon. And you place those as seeds into the fertile soil of your garden, which is your subconscious. So in training your mind, you're training your mind to, number one, understand its capabilities. Understand its capabilities And therefore, when you understand how capable it is and its capacity to help you engineer an incredible business, an incredible life, and the results that come from harnessing the powers of your mind, you can then begin to utilize the strategies and the tools and the techniques that I've been sharing with you over the last 40 odd episodes. So give your attention to the mind. You only have one mind split into two parts. So the subconscious mind is essentially what runs on autopilot 24/7, 365, all the processes in the body. Okay? You don't need to think about breathing. You don't need to think about beating your heart. You don't need to think about moving blood around your body. There are many, many faculties within the body that are taken care of through the nervous system that is connected to the subconscious. Remember, the subconscious is the emotional feminine principle. It operates through feeling. So if you find yourself in two minds, and you may have heard me say that before as well, you're of two minds. You're skirmishing with yourself on the decks of your own ship. It's because you have a conscious idea, made a choice or a decision, but then your subconscious is saying something different because you don't feel aligned with it. You don't feel that you can achieve it or experience it, have it, possess it, or fulfill it. Does that make sense? So you are essentially in conflict. Your conscious and subconscious mind are in conflict. So you're not in one mind. You're in two minds at that point. That's not how the power of the mind operates. So when you are in two minds, meaning the conscious mind and the subconscious are in conflict, then you will see evidence of that, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, outside. In your outside world, you will see evidence of things not working out the way that you want them to, things working in reverse than you desired them to be. So you want X and you actually get Y, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, what am I doing wrong here? Did I eat, the chicken salad dinner the wrong way, or it's gone down the wrong way, swallowed some bones maybe. So jokes aside, silly dad joke type stuff. Be of one mind. That's one of the biggest takeaways. Be of one mind, because there is only one mind. When you are single-minded, you may have heard that term, oh, he's single-minded or she's single-minded. They've only got an end in mind that is aligned with their desires. They pursue it and are totally possessed by that end. Make sense? So that is why me putting together Mind School was for this very reason. Mind School is about training your mind to build a new foundation and to leverage your understanding of that foundation to then move forward with specific techniques, strategies, tips, and tools to accelerate the learning curve and to bend reality. Because when we break things down into those three levels, the first one is about breaking limits. Breaking limits is understanding what limits are as a perception, as a concept. Limits are not baked inside of you, baked inside your DNA. Limits are not who you are. Limits are connected to an identity or the perception of what life is, or the perception of what life will be based on the results you've experienced up to this date. Make sense? So we can break limits by understanding the power of the mind and by tapping the infinite resources that are within the mind, the one mind. Building confidence is another vital aspect of understanding and empowering the mind. Because imagine that you wake up every single day and you are piqued with confidence, knowing that whatever you are faced with during the day, whether it's from a loved one, a client, something in the world, something in your bank account, something on the street, whatever it is, you have the mental strength and the mental faculty to balance, harmonize, and bring order to the perceived chaos. That's confidence. Confidence that you have the resources and capabilities to respond and upgrade, if you choose, any and all scenarios. from preferred to non-preferred, from non-preferred to preferred. That's confidence. And that is what I hear time over time from business owners, entrepreneurs, and all people. Secretly, this unspoken conversation is, if I only knew how to deal with these things, then I wouldn't be so stressed. If I'm so stressed because I don't know how to deal with things, or I don't feel I've got the strength, or I feel fragile, or I feel I've got to react in order to safeguard my position or to strengthen it, or I feel like I'm in survival. Make sense? So when you can understand the depth and power of your mind, and that whatever you think and whatever you feel becomes a single-minded focal point, that is the recipe for bending reality, and that what you see outside of you is not real. It's the perception of real based on a belief installed and acquired in your past. So, if it's not real, then are your fulfilled desires, or when your desires are fulfilled, is that real? Well, it's real because you desired it, but it's still not real. I hope I'm not confusing you right now. Nothing outside of you is real. The only real is what you feel. That makes a nice little rhyme there. Didn't plan that one. What is real is what you feel. Let's say that again. What is real is what you feel. So your body tells you what is real because of what you feel. Your body is the subconscious mind. And if you are in mutiny, in conflict, conscious mind and the subconscious mind, then what you know to be real as your reality in your body is disorder, dysfunction, disharmony, discord. You are not getting what you want. You are secretly rejecting the outside world in favor of wanting to do it better. But instead of doing it better in the rejection of the outside world, you're actually attracting more of the rejection. Because remembering, you are giving attention to that which you reject. I'm not saying you need to accept it. I'm saying you observe it and you make a conscious decision to change it based on what you desire and what you want to experience as a preferred reality, a preferred experience, a preferred outcome. Make sense? So be of one mind is a central clue. So let's go back to, we've got break limits, build confidence, that you have mastery over your mind, mastery over your world. You have mastery in your inner realms, therefore you have mastery in your outer realms. As within, so without. As above, so below. It's all the same. It starts within. And the third part of Mind School is essentially 10x your success, 10x your results. Now that may seem like an arbitrary number. It could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 100. The results and the success experienced, attained, achieved by mastering the mind, being of one mind and understanding the foundations, and then building upon that foundation and using the strategies and tools, are exponential. The results and success is exponential. I've spoken to many people from the executive world, CEO level, surgeons, athletes, all those kinds. And when we reduce things down to a common denominator, it is the movement of their personal reality 1%. It's a needle move of 1%. That's what it is. A shift in perspective of the outer versus the inner versus the outer. And so when you think about exponential gains, you can also relate to quantum leaps. Quantum leaps in the capacity to experience. Quantum leaps in your capacity to experience new realities. So imagine you are walking through your day more confident, consistent stability because of that confidence, that no matter what you face, you will respond accordingly based on the mechanisms and the foundation, the building blocks within your mind. Now becomes the exponential. That's the exponential move. So you can look at finances. You can look at your love life. You can look at the type of clients that you attract. You look at where you live, how you travel, how you do life. Everything starts to move 1% on your dial. So, lots of points of curiosity, lots of questions may be coming up for you right now. How do I master the mind? Let me start by saying this. Right at the beginning, I mentioned that we are taught to use our body. We are seldom taught effectively how to use our mind. The conscious mind operates maximum 10 to 15% of the equation in magnetizing, manifesting, fulfilling our desires, moving the needle on our success. The subconscious mind equates to 85 to 90% of the operating system. Until you understand that, you will continue to hustle, grind, effort, work harder, push more. I can go on. The resistance is there, the challenge is there, because the mind says, that's all that I know. I've got to use what I know, which is my body, to impress its weight upon the external world through movement and action taking in order to influence and affect change. That is required. However, it is the upside down world that needs to be turned right side up. The 80 to 90% effort in the outside world through physical action needs to be inverted, because whilst you focus, you give only 5 to 10% of your attention to the subconscious mind and what is happening at that level of and depth of your mind, you are missing out on a huge level of growth and a huge potential for greater opportunities to find you and for you to magnetize yourself to new opportunities as a result. This is one of the hardest initial concepts to get over and to understand, because at the beginning it's a concept, it's just an idea. It's an abstract concept. It's like money. Money is abstract, is an abstract concept. So for the mind that has understood itself to be the body in motion to get results, to flip that around requires attention, requires training, requires focus, and requires practice. Practice makes permanent. So give your attention to your thoughts and the subconscious, the receiving element of those thoughts. Give more attention to that. You may have your morning routine, you may have your evening routine, you may have no routine. Well, you actually do have a routine. It's probably not aligned with success or aligned with the results that you desire because you're too busy hustling or grinding. Maybe having listened to my podcast and leaving a great review, by the way. I'd love you to do that. Not enough people are doing that. I'm listening. Love it, Matt. I'm referring all my friends. I forgot to leave a review. Please, please, please. I'd love you to. Let's see more of those reviews coming. Thank you in advance. So a little jump there. Give more attention to the inner verse. The inner verse produces the outer verse. Anyone in the entrepreneurial space, the business space, the growth space that does not believe the inner creates the outer, I will happily challenge that, because I have seen too many times in my clients, in my peers, friends, colleagues, having these conversations where they have moved the needle from concept to belief through practicing doing the inner work, and their lives have changed. Their grip on reality has loosened. Their anxiety around the expectation or attachment for results has loosened. And what has that resulted in? A greater sense of fulfillment, a greater sense of peace, a greater sense of confidence that they walk through the world not as a product of the world, but as a product of their one mind. I'll leave you with that. Good food for thought, right? So from me here to wherever you are in the world, that's why I say, dream a better dream. It's all you, baby. See you in the field. The field.